Hello.
We're here. We're queer. And we're not going skiing.
We're Crank Hogs.
New name for the for the podcast.
We Crank Hogs.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah. Well, I think in this song they're particularly referring to a motorcycle.
How did a motorcycle get that name? A hog.
A Harley. Maybe because
is it just Harleys?
I don't know. Like, I think kind of in a way it's like limited to mainly that style, Harley style.
Well, because they have the crotch rockets. Those are the Japanese ones.
The Japanese ones. I think.
Why are all the motorcycles named after like dick shit? You got crotch rockets. You got hogs.
Hogs and crotches. Yeah.
Episode name already.
Boom.
Hogs and crotches.
Yeah, we should just end it here.
Yeah. Bye. Thanks for listening to Casturbation.
A minute and 30-second episode this week.
Goodbye.
So,
Hogs and crotches.
Hogs and crotches. It's like that movie Gods and Monsters with Brendan Fraser.
Very strange, specific reference, but I agree.
Got to pull out some of those obscure references sometimes.
You have to. I mean, he just came back and won Best Actor.
Yeah, and like people, I feel like
for The Whale,
praise him for all those other movies, but I never hear anyone bringing that one up. Never hearing anybody talking about the old Gods and Monsters.
Yep. Yep. And
let's look it up
for good reason. Why are we going to look it up?
Gods and Monsters.
He's been in one good movie. It's The Mummy. And The Mummy Returns. Okay, so 2.5 good movies. 1.5 good movies. I mean, what else has he even been in? It's like, so The Whale, I'm like, come on. He's a fat guy and he stands up at the end. Good for him.
Doesn't he, like, levitate?
I don't. He kind of. If he does, so. I do too. It's like his daughter, like, comes to the door and he's like,
So, Michael.
Yes, David.
Gods and Monsters. 1998.
Yep. That's before The Mummy.
It's
pre-Mummy.
A January movie.
Oh, that's never good.
Right? But it has a 96%.
What?
An 82% audience score on 10,000 plus ratings.
I am confused and intrigued.
Critics' consensus: Gods and Monsters is a spellbinding, confusing piece of semi-fiction featuring fine performances. McKellen leads the way, but Redgrave and Fraser don't lag far behind. Yes, Ian McKellen is credited.
I mean, how many McKellens are there other than the Scotch?
Yeah, I don't know.
I guess that's it. There's only 2.
Let's look at what the top.
So wait.
Critics
So what is Gods and Monsters about? I don't even recall.
So do you want me to do a look at the synopsis?
Yes, I do.
First?
I do. I want you to look. I want you to tell me the plot. Gods and Monsters.
Once a powerful Hollywood director best known for Frankenstein and The Bride of Frankenstein, James Whale Ian McKellen is long since retired.
And he played the whale.
Wait.
Sorry, wrong actor.
Is long since retired in increasingly poor health. His stalwart housekeeper, Hannah Lynn Redgrave, quietly disapproves of Whale's faceless, nameless parade of young gay lovers. But when the director takes an interest in new gardener Clayton Boone.
He's a gardener?
A former Marine and Korean War veteran.
So he's a gardener who was a former Marine?
Yes, and Korean War veteran. It seems to be for something more than his usual casual conquest.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I am intrigued. Gods and Monsters. I thought it was like literally Gods and Monsters. I didn't realize it was a gardener and an ex-Korean War veteran.
It was the guy who directed Frankenstein and Gardner.
I didn't
a war veteran Gardner.
I didn't
So let's look at the critics, top critics. What do they got to say? What do these bitches got to say about this movie? All right. Wesley Lovell of CinemaSite.
Wesley.
And this is from 2023.
Oh, so like he just watched
it. Gods and Monsters is easily one of the best films of the year.
Of
it is
of 2023.
2023.
Is this guy stupid as fuck? It's like, this is the greatest movie I've seen all
really
year.
Weird. It is a real treat for any movie lover, and will easily span the test of time. Like
I just watched. It's like I just watched Chinatown, greatest movie of 2024.
This Michael Cubby of them. I don't know. Them dot is all it says.
You don't know.
It says them dot under his name. I don't know what that. Anyway, it still feels remarkably.
That's my website. Clearly,
it still feels remarkably current today, October 2022.
Well, now I'm very curious.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, why the fuck?
Not curious enough to watch
so
it.
many of these people. All right, let's look at for one that came out back.
Like when it actually came out, Gods and Monsters, 1998.
Paul Tatera of CNN.com.
Tatera.
Top critic, January 1st, 2000.
How do you get a top critic, by the way?
I don't know. An example of a reasonably challenging film that doesn't really accomplish what it sets out to do, but it is nevertheless thoughtfully conceived. That is a good point. I like movies that are thoughtfully conceived and contains a couple of highly enjoyable performances that keep it afloat. So it's one of those where it's like, it's not necessarily
good.
No. It's
come on.
Where it kind of sets out to do something and it misses that mark, but it still has so much to enjoy. You know what I mean? It's one of those movies.
I do know. There are movies like that. Like you're throwing shit at the dartboard, and at least they get almost close to the mark. They might not hit the bullseye.
Well, it's like the movie might kind of the expectations that they kind of build for where it's going. They might,
see, for a movie like this, like, yeah, it's like, hey, if you're getting in the little circle close to the bullseye, good for you. If you're like a giant $500 budget movie, $500 million. If it's $500, then I would give you some more credit.
All right,
if it's a Marvel movie,
here's your boy.
Who's my boy? Oh,
Roger,
James Bernal.
Roger
Ebert. Oh, of course, that's everyone's boy.
Roger Ebert says Gods and Monsters is not a deep or powerful film, but it is a good-hearted one. That is an interesting description for a movie. A good-hearted movie.
It's good-hearted?
McKellen nevertheless provides plenty of electricity. Pun. Get it? Frankenstein. Even if the monster never quite gets off the table and walks. So, they're saying it never quite... And that's weird. It's got a 96. And people are like, it doesn't quite land. It's like, but I'm giving it the best possible fucking rating.
See, that's what I hate about Rotten Tomatoes, is that it's like... It's not bad, but it's not so if they give it a positive review, it goes up into the score. That's why I always trust the audience review.
Verified audience. Let's go check it out. Let's go see what they say. No verified audience.
Gods and Monsters.
No verified audience.
So nobody's seen this movie except for the critics.
Okay, so here we go. May 2024, Farah R. says, it's difficult to dislike a film when the performances are so stellar. Gods and Monsters may be slow and uncomfortable at certain parts, but it's undoubtedly well-crafted and a surprising showcase of Brendan Fraser's terrific acting. So there you go. I think that's a pretty fair review.
There we go.
It's there we go. It does slow down at parts, and it may not be perfect, but there's things to really like about this movie, apparently. And yeah, I haven't fucking seen it, so I'm like, okay, I gotta seek this out.
Now I feel so we're gonna pause right now the episode. We're gonna watch Gods and
Monsters. We'll be back.
And we're back. So Gods and Monsters, greatest movie we've ever seen.
I hated it. All right.
Oh, wait.
Excellently acted film with superb performances by McKellen and Redgrave. Carter Burwell's music is haunting, and the screenplay is marvelous. It's a marvelous screenplay, Michael.
It's the most marvelous things I've ever seen.
Marvelous screenplay.
So goddamn fucking marvelous.
It's so marvelous.
God, we're stupid. Don't ever listen to the show.
It's marvelous. Casturbation is marvelous.
And the soundtrack is haunting.
Yeah, podcast is haunting.
Just listen to us songs.
Our voices are haunting.
Yes, we're haunting you right now.
touching and strange.
Also like Casturbation.
Yeah, that should be our new tagline right there.
So shame optional or touching and strange.
Touching and strange.
And strange. You have to say it that way. You can't be like touching and strange. You'd be like touching and strange. You can't just be like touching and strange. Especially if you laugh.
Oh my god.
Oh god, good for you.
Muy buena película.
Oh god. Oh, Jesus Christ. Cancel us.
I think it says
you think it says
very good movie and good actors.
Oh.
I think that's what that says.
I think that's what?
In my professional
opinion. That's what it says.
In my professional Spanish reading opinion. It's all in caps too, so you know they're serious.
Yeah. I mean,
is there any other way to write Spanish?
No.
Well casted all around, and Ian McKellen's performance is brilliant. He steals the show in this interesting take on some background of the Frankenstein franchise. The tale of two seemingly different men, somehow bridging the gap by finding some sense of common humanity.
Seemingly different.
Seemingly different men.
Yeah.
If you can get past Brendan Fraser being a hunk.
That's what Casturbation should be. Seemingly different men.
If you can get past Brendan Fraser being a hunk and an average actor, that's not what everyone else is saying about his
best
performance.
actor.
You will find a lot of enjoyment in this film. Ian McKellen really carries this. Wow, this guy's really throwing Fraser under the bus here.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
I wonder if there's a bus involved.
Like Final Destination?
Yeah, like there's a lot of dramatic movies.
Let's look up the audience reviews on that.
Oh, so we're gonna just go to Final Destination.
We're pivoting to Final
Pivot.
Destination.
We're like, yeah, this is like LeBron
pivot.
James. He's left-handed, but he's like ambidextrous, and he's like, oh yeah, we're going straight for the bucket.
We call that a Final Destination pivot.
Which one? The first one?
It's got a 36.
That's completely different.
No, it's 36 critical score.
Oh, yeah.
68 audience score.
Oh, 69. Oof.
Almost had it.
That would have been cool.
Hey, guess our favorite.
Oof, almost sat on my face.
Guess who? Lisa Schwartzbaum. Gave it a B+.
I wonder if she's Jewish.
Why is Wow, they deleted Schwartzbaum's fucking review. Entertainment Weekly. What did she do?
Wow.
Did she say something about Israel?
Yes, I was about to say. I was like, did she Jew it up too much?
God damn it, Lisa.
Lisa, come on.
You got Twitter fingers. Is that what happened?
We're sorry, Israel. Don't kill us. The drones are waiting.
I'm not saying anything about it. I'm just saying,
don't drone my house. That should be the episode name. Don't drone my house. That would be a good movie premise.
Don't drone my house. I think it's just a good sentiment to put out into the world.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, it's like I think anyone feels that sentiment, as you said.
I mean, I feel like most people can identify with "Don't drone my house."
It's like, yeah, who would want their house to be droned?
Lisa. Oh man, why is her shit's gone? It's just
you're
gone.
tearing me apart, Lisa. Drone.
It's gone, McCready. It's just gone. It's just there. It's
gone,
positive.
girl.
She gave it a B+.
And it's gone.
But we can't see what she said about it, unfortunately.
It's gone.
So let's find one from when it was released.
Yeah, wait. Where's Lisa? I feel like we should find out what happened to her.
Check on Lisa.
Yeah, I'm like, can we give her a call?
Hold on, let's put that on the list. We'll circle back to Lisa. Let's circle
back to Lisa.
We're looking at these reviews real quick.
Who do we call? Like Hollywood? Is there like
some of these guys
800 number?
Some of these early 2000s reviews, you know what I mean? There were so many of these guys that were putting out some of these lines, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Some of these puns and shit. Comedy, horror, tongue-in-cheek horror, comedy-in-cheek Horror.
Wait, what are you trying to say? Hold on. Why did you start that over?
I know. Hold on.
He fucked that
Arthur
up.
Salm.
That was pretty comedy. Comedy and horror.
Fun. He's having a lot of fun here, Michael. Hold on. He loves himself.
I will listen.
Arthur Salm of the San Diego Union.
Is he a sommelier?
Arthur Salm of the San Diego Union Tribune gave it a negative review. He says, comedy, horror, tongue-in-cheek horror, horror and comedy cheek. After a couple of truly frightening moments near the beginning, you can sense shoulders being shrugged. You can sense it. I sense the shoulders.
That might be the episode name, too.
There's too many episode names.
Shoulders being shrugged.
We have a plethora of episode names. They're coming out of my
it's myriad.
pockets.
You never say plethora. That's the incorrect term.
Why is plethora incorrect?
I learned that when I was in the spelling bee.
Well, what is it? Why is it? Can you tell me why?
A myriad is the correct term when you're talking about a bunch of stuff. A plethora is like you're talking about food and shit. It's true.
You're talking about food and shit. Let's look it up. Plethora.
Yeah, so myriad is the correct term.
Plethora.
Plethora.
A large or excessive amount of something.
But look about myriad.
Excess, abundance, overabundance. I don't know how that does not apply.
I was told by my honors English teacher that plethora you should not use, but myriad you should use.
Okay, you're living in the past, bro.
I'm living in the...
Myriad versus plethora.
Oh, so that thing? Did it show up?
In this way, myriad parallels plethora. Both words denote excess. Neither word should simply be used to mean a lot of or many, but in another way, the two words myriad and plethora are different. Myriad has no gross or negative connotation the way plethora does. So plethora means like, and again, this is what I was like asking you why it was wrong, because the way I understand
Finish the statement.
What statement?
You were reading it.
Well, this was just what came up on Google. That was the end of
Well,
the
yeah, I
statement.
said finish the sentence.
That was the end of it.
Oh. Well, so...
And the way I understood plethora to mean is it just means an excess, like a bad.
Well, like I said, they're supposed to basically mean the same thing.
It means
but I was told
too much.
I was told plethora was like incorrect, so I always say myriad instead.
Well, you seemingly were taught wrong, because plethora just means
I know what it means.
Apparently not.
No, that's why I don't use it. I know what it means. That's why I say myriad instead.
Well, I'm using it properly because I'm saying we have too many episode names.
So
it's
many
a bad
names.
thing. It's a bad thing.
So many names.
So there you go. I'm right. You're wrong.
See
Shut up.
names. Oh, I don't
Let's
know
go
if
back
I'm
to
wrong.
Final Destination reviews. Devoid of logic, suspense, humor, credible characters, or even a whiff of
By the way, I'm
imagination,
totally right.
Final Destination deserves an untimely demise of its own. You're not right, but it's fine.
Oh, I like how he responded after a second. David's like, no.
No, is because
because I like plethora, but anytime I'm listening to a radio show and I hear plethora, I'm like, I was told by a person.
Who cares what you're fucking told? This is what it means. Like,
I've been told by 3 different English teachers.
It doesn't matter
wrong.
what you're told. What matters is what it means.
Well, because I think like plethora is like it means it's like an excess of like a certain type of thing. Myriad is like all encompassing.
Myriad just means a lot of.
Plethora is a cooler
myriad
word.
means a lot of in a neutral way. Like you can have a myriad
I think
of
it's opposite.
You can have a myriad of options. It means in those it's neutral. It means like that you can be good options, bad options, doesn't matter. But you have a lot of options.
See, like I said,
plethora means I have too much of something in a bad way, and it always means that. It means like, so if I have a plethora of names for something, it means I have just too many options here.
So I know the new episode name.
So shut up about
Plethora.
it, please, for the love of God.
No, I will never. You have a plethora
Look, there's
of
a
bullshit.
fucking Reddit. Look, let's go to the Reddit nerds about it.
Oh, Reddit. That's where I get my information.
You have any plethora/myriad friends? What's the difference?
Oh, is that actually a thread? See, the fact that it's the thing.
So here it is. Both are obscure words, but I think plethora means lots and myriad means varied.
See, they're different.
Yeah. And that's basically what I just said.
When you said plethora was like
In excess
more
of something.
bad.
Yeah, in excess of something. A lot.
And then myriad also is a lot.
Myriad means varied. It means like, but in a more neutral way. Not like, oh, that's like, you have a myriad of options.
That's got to be.
A plethora of options means like, I have way too many, like,
But a lot of people use. So here's my point. A lot of people use the
a
words.
lot of people use
in
it
the
incorrectly.
wrong.
Yeah,
exactly.
I know. But like, I'm
So
not
I think
using it
myriad
incorrectly,
versus
so
plethora
shut
should be.
up about it.
No. I'm a stickler about this.
Now you've dug your heels in. You're just refusing to let it go.
I will.
And
I'm
now we're
digging
gonna
my
waste
heels in.
20
I'm about
minutes of
to-
the episode on this goddamn topic when we should just be.
I'm about to run forward. It's like Wolverine, Deadpool, and Wolverine when he charges towards Deadpool.
No, I was saying it in a bad way. Like, we have too many episode names now. It's gonna be hard to pick one. Like, that's the
all good.
correct use of plethora. Though.
We'll find one.
Yeah, of course we will. But like, I'm
Is
just
it,
saying.
though? It's just funny. You're a stickler. Anyway. So I'm
He
right.
just tries to turn it around on me. Yeah, no.
I will.
He's the one who just. I was told by my English teachers. Like, I don't care what your English.
Oh, the
teachers
people that
say.
like actually study English. It's like, oh yeah.
high school level English.
wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, in college level and everybody.
Yeah. Well, guess what? Just because somebody tells
And
you something
I have a
doesn't make
PhD
it
in
true,
English.
Michael. Just because somebody tells you something doesn't make it true, Michael.
Yeah, I know, and everyone has told you everything. Everything I've told you.
And all of the internet agrees with me, apparently. So.
Oh, I disagree. See, you're the one looking at the computer. I can't see it.
Well, you have a phone in your pocket that you could easily be looking shit up on.
You mean
right
it's
now.
on my dick?
Or wherever. I don't keep track of it, but
Oh yeah, you do.
know you can do your own research, but you refuse to. You just
All I
rely on
know-
other people, apparently.
All I know is that people use plethora wrong.
Yeah, and I'm not one of them, so get off my dick about it.
No, here's my phone. Put it there.
The intentions of this film are to be clever, dark, to be a clever, dark horror picture, but it manages only to elevate itself to the level of sheer idiocy. Tom Capello of TNT's Rough Cut.
Rough cuts.
Rough Cut.
You got it
We'll get Rough Cut up in the house. Coming at you, I'm Tom Capello.
From Rough
tonight,
Cuts.
From Rough Cut. Tonight we got a Final Destination review. All right. After
Here's my rough cut.
all right, so basically the
So basically, so Final
critics-
Destination. By the way, this is what we were talking about. We
movie
started talking
sucks.
about semantics.
the movie sucks apparently according to these critics. But so here's
I think the second one's better.
there's some mind-numbing dialogue as teenagers about
Holy shit.
spout philosophical sound bites.
Yeah, they say myriad instead of plethora.
They might.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So here's
But they all got killed
a review from
in
2023.
Oh yes. Oh.
Even more than 2 decades on, it's hard not to be completely engrossed in the survivors being imperiled by everything from natural gas, knives, trains, power lines, and metal shards. James Crute of
That guy.
Stuff.co.nz.
You know how long that guy had to think about that line?
He's from New Zealand.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's like I love Lord of the Rings.
Don't.
I'm not. Yeah, you're right. Yes. I cannot do accents. I can do one accent. It's
Please, no.
nothing. Yeah. Look at David's like, just please. It's like I'm holding a gun to his head. I will do one accent.
Do not do.
Please. Just please. I think I
It's
can do
funny.
one.
Like I'm so trained to like not put your finger on the trigger. I don't even do it on cap guns. Like I'm just.
I mean, it could be a real gun. You never know. It's probably good. It's good gun control.
Yeah, I know it's good gun safety protocol.
Yeah,
but
thank
I'm
you
just
guys.
saying,
If
like,
anyone's watching this, David was about to shoot me.
I have a cap gun. It's
Just
a
do it
cap
again.
gun. It's not a real gun. It's
you
a
sure?
cap gun.
What if you just
But
put like an orange
I
thing
have
on
trigger.
the top?
I have trigger
I have like
discipline
a
on the
38
cap gun.
special.
I have trigger discipline on my cap gun. I take it pretty seriously. All right. So,
But please,
Marley W. August 6, 2024. Real recent. Good film, good storyline, quite original plot, but something just feels a bit cheap about the film. Maybe Mabye, they spelt it wrong, Mabye, it's the acting, or just hasn't aged very well. A solid start to this franchise, a bit of a rocky beginning, But after that, it's classic 2000s horror. Wait, a lot of people think the beginning's the best part of the
2000 tour?
2000s horror. 2000s
You said
horror.
tour. You meant horror.
Whatever.
2000 tour. Oh, you tried to kill me with a cap
something
gun.
else with other than
You tried to kill me with a cap gun. So, what's your favorite Final Destination movie? Because I got to give it to 2.
You gotta give it to 2.
I got to give it. I mean, who in our generation sees a fucking log truck and doesn't go, fuck?
Listen to this one. Prian B writes, time passed, nothing great, 6 out of 10. Time passed, nothing great.
It's very banal.
Life goes on.
Yeah, I was like, all right.
6 out of 10.
I mean, it's kind of ironic because life doesn't go on for everyone who's like in that goddamn car crash.
Amir A. I don't care what anyone else says.
Amir A.
This is the best horror movie I have ever watched.
What, the first one? Are we talking about the first one?
The tension and raw.
The
Dude,
draw?
He threw a tongue twister at me.
I want to kill you.
The raw jaw
'Cause you suck.
The raw jaw dropping.
The draw dropping.
Try and say it. Raw jaw dropping.
Raw jaw dropping.
There you go. That's tough. That's a tough one to say.
Oh, I
fast.
just said it in the first try.
Yeah,
you
well,
said
fuck
draw dropping.
Raw jaw dropping.
Because you redneck motherfucker.
Tension and raw jaw dropping
Jaw dropping.
stand out. I cannot wait for Final Destination 2. Dude, it came out already. You wrote this in March 18th, 2024, Amir.
So like he's like, I can't wait for the movie.
I can't wait for 2.
That came out 20 years ago. 23 years ago.
It's just like, bro, well,
I think the first one came out like in 2000 or 99.
It's 2000. Do I have some news for you? There's 4 sequels to this movie, Amir. You are in for a treat.
Well, because I like how there's a Final Destination, there's Final Destination 2, there's Final Destination 3,
Well, Michael.
and then there's the Final Destination. This is like the Fast and the Furious level of names. And then there's Final Destination 5.
I wouldn't say it's that bad, but it is pretty weird.
It gets pretty bad because the Final Destination is not the Final Destination. And there's 2 more movies after it. And that movie takes place before the first Final Destination. Spoiler alert.
I will say, AJ Cook, the final girl of
Ash Cook
of Final Destination 2, I liked her better than Devon Sawa. Like everyone has this boner for Devon Sawa because he was like in the fucking Eminem video, and he's like, and he's in Idle Hands. And don't get me wrong, like I think Idle Hands is pretty underrated compared to like shit like Final Destination that people always bring up about him. But we could go look up reviews for that next. But the audience doesn't agree with you, Michael. 58% on 2.
Oh, so what's
the critics liked it more. They gave it a 50% versus the whatever 39.
So what are the percentages of all the movies? So there's like 5 of them.
Hold on.
Correct.
Hold on.
Oh, hold on. Now I got to hold on. So I didn't. I know. I was going to keep. I was going to keep. I was going to come back.
Okay.
Keep talking.
All right. You're going to carry it for a minute?
Yeah, I'm going to carry it. So the first one, there's the plane crash. The second one, it's the car crash. Because every movie starts off with something crazy. And I think the second one is the best one because we've all been in a car crash, right? Even a fender bender. Because the third one is a roller coaster crash. I'm like, what are the chances of that fucking happening? It's like, fuck! And, you just fly off the goddamn roller coaster. And the fourth one, they go back in time. And I stopped watching the movies at that point, so I don't know actually what happened. And the fifth movie, I think is also a car crash. But I don't know, and I don't care.
I can tell you.
All right, tell me.
You put me to work. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Work. How hard is it to look up Final Destination on Wikipedia? David's wearing a NASA shirt, and he's just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Shh. I just pulled up 5 different tabs of the movies you asked for.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. So I already explained the first 3. So what's the
So you know what's the third one is the roller coaster.
Yes. So
The
fourth
Final
one.
Destination is the NASCAR race.
Oh.
And then Final Destination 5 is the bridge collapse.
Oh. Well, that sounds
The suspension bridge collapse?
real. Like that shit that happened in Baltimore.
Like that shit that happens in the Mothman prophecies? Yes. I
Or
agree.
that too. Mothman.
So.
Man. I think Dave and I are going to die on a bridge.
Morbid as fuck.
We've
dude.
talked about bridge collapses
It's morbid as
too many
fuck.
times.
Probably. It's
And-
gonna be.
And that's the last one, right?
So the Final Destination has 36% from the critics. Final Destination 2 has a 50% from critics. Final Destination 3 has a 43% from critics. So currently 2 is the best. The Final Destination has 28% from critics. So people, that was bad. That was when the 3D craze. So that was like the 3D
God,
one.
the
That's
3D craze was awful.
So all the kills are super corny because of that.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like you have blood like flying into your face.
yeah,
and,
it's like
a
flying
head.
at the camera. It's
Yeah.
like, okay,
It's like, here's an arm.
But Final Destination 5 has a 63%, so that's considered the best one
Really?
critically of the series. Yeah, no.
What?
You've never seen the fifth one, and it shows because if you had, you'd
Oh, it
understand.
shows.
Because you know why that's the best one.
Your life would have changed if you had seen.
Well, no,
Shows.
but like you'd understand why that's rated the highest. And I'm not going to spoil it for you because I want you to watch it
I know what
yourself.
happens.
Do you know what happens? Well, what happens?
Because
Tell
I get
me.
it mixed up. Because like, isn't that the one that like it turns out it's a prequel, right?
Maybe.
Oh, come on. Yeah, see, I know what happens. Yeah, when it turns out they're on the plane at the fucking end
Yep.
from the first one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Maybe. Oh, look at you.
Well, I didn't know if you see. You said you hadn't seen it, so like I
didn't
want to
say I hadn't
spoil
seen it.
because
I
it's a
just
good
didn't remember.
twist. So I don't want to fucking
It
spoil
was stupid.
What do you mean it's stupid?
It is stupid.
That's not stupid.
They're all stupid. Oh, it's not stupid.
Because you don't fucking see, because throughout the movie you don't realize that it's in
They
the
have
90s.
like smartphones.
No, they don't.
All right.
They actually paid attention to that detail. Like throughout the whole movie, it's like 90s stuff, and like
I was high. I didn't pay attention.
yeah,
But I just paid attention to the end, and I said, oh, they're on the plane, and then it turns out they all die, and it's the beginning of the first movie.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert!
and it's a loop, and it's a good to me. It's a good
It's a
way
loop.
to it's
Looper.
it's a good way to sort of wrap up the series. You know what I mean? It's just kind
Oh,
of.
they're going to have another one.
I mean, they haven't made another one, so it's like, I think it's left as is. Like the series, you know what I mean? It's got its ups and downs, but like you kind of end on that pretty strong note there, where it kind of ties it all up back to the first one. I think that's not a bad, a bad way to go. You know what I mean?
no. Like I said, the end was good. The rest of the movie I thought was dumb.
No, I think
actually, everyone just kinda liked the ending.
Is no, oh, yeah. I mean, I think, but a good ending like can elevate a movie. You know,
It
what
certainly
I
can.
mean? So like,
So what's a movie that like the ending like elevates the movie? Like I would say a movie like Arlington Road, as we talked about.
oh my god, yeah, that one really is reliant on the ending.
Like there are several movies that like the ending it's like holy fucking shit. Like maybe Seven, because Seven was a good movie
Yeah.
in general, but man, when the ending it's like, oh man, what's in the box?
7 is fucking solid.
I mean, it was a solid movie. It was a solid 7. And then the ending happens. It's like
Detective.
detective. And then it gets
Kevin
better.
Spacey.
God damn it, Kevin Spacey.
So Idle Hands has a 16% from critics. Let's look.
But yeah, the ending of the Final Destination movie, I'm like, man, I thought it was so. See, I don't like horror movies that are like unfair.
What do you mean?
That like, it's just like brutal for the sake of it. It's like, all right, you're fucked anyway.
Yeah, well, a lot of horror kind of goes that way. I feel like
It does.
it is, and I feel you on that. Where it's like kind of like it's kind of almost like a trope of the genre, where
Yeah.
it's like it's inevitable escape
Yeah,
is futile.
it's like you got away, you're fine, and then somehow
but the killer always pops up. At
yeah,
the, in the back
exactly.
Seat of the car
I'm
at
like,
the last second.
I'm
you know
like,
what I
at
mean?
least make
It's-
it make sense.
It's always
See, like if
kind
it's
of something
supernatural,
that.
like it follows, as we talked about before. I'm like, I can
Well,
deal with that.
I think Final Destination kind of follows.
So I can kind of
supernatural.
I can
stuff.
I can deal with that a little bit.
So Idle Hands reviews. Here we go. A lame-ass horror comedy. Kevin Maynard of Mr. Showbiz.
Kevin Maynard, James Keenan.
This film smacks of poor judgment and bad taste, particularly in the wake of the Littleton, Colorado killings.
Jesus Christ.
Is that Columbine?
I'm like, did they get... I mean, they could be right because people are getting shot in every school every day.
A teen comedy even more wasted than its bleary-eyed heroes.
Oh, no.
John Monaghan of the Detroit Free Press.
Oh, God.
John, thank you for that.
Thank you, John.
Creepy in all the wrong ways.
Oh,
Jane
no.
Summer, Dallas Morning News. She gave that one out to people in the morning. It's like, don't see this movie. Creepy in all the wrong ways. The most overtly ideological moment comes when pot smoking proves the boy's best weapon against
Never spoke
evil.
pot in a horror movie.
Cynthia Fuchs, the Philadelphia City paper.
Fuchs.
Fuchs.
She fucks.
She fucks.
Cynthia fucks.
Rob Blackwelder of Spliced Wire says, even under the best circumstances, there's nothing redeemable here. 0 out of 4. God. All right.
Well,
Rob. Joe Blow says, lame plot and overall weak impact, 6 out of 10.
what? That sounds like a bad review. It's like, but still 6 out of 10.
But usually that's like an F still, you know what I mean? 60%.
But still.
Some people grade it like that, you know what I mean? Like
well, it's true. Like, I think 70. You have to at least have a 70 to get like a D.
Yeah. So Maitland
Get the D.
McDonough, less than inspired, 5 out of 10. Robert Kohler, too calculated by half and underwritten by about as much, as witlessly unaware of its faltering sense of comedy as its stoner dude heroes are of everyday reality. God, this guy is jerking himself off with that one. Wow, he loves himself and the way he talks.
He probably is loving himself right now.
Robert Kohler of Variety. Of course.
Robert Kohler.
Writes for Variety, so he's
Jerk off magician.
Fancy pants. Fancy pants writer over here.
He probably has no pants. The amount of jerks up.
Yeah. He's probably not even wearing pants. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, you should probably do
Fancy
some
no
laundry.
pants writer is what he's doing.
I was like, hey, man.
Disastrous attempt to mix comedy and horror.
Disastrous.
If this is what teenagers want is entertainment, as a society, we're in deeper trouble than we realize. Sarah Granger of rec.art.movies.reviews. Jesus.
We shouldn't laugh at this. Sorry, Sarah Granger. Movie.
Listen to this one. This is the first positive review in the slew of them.
Oh, well.
Marcus
It's a slew.
Marcus Savlov of the Austin Chronicle says, a stylishly goofy take on the old possessed limb genre. The old possessed limb genre, you know?
Hey, you know, that one.
That one. The old possessed limb genre.
You know,
of course.
Yes.
That's an episode name right there.
God damn it. The old possessed.
The old possessed limb genre.
God damn it. We're going to have like 20 episodes.
Wow. Eric Lurlow of the Greenwich Village Gazette.
Oh, Eric?
Says the
Lurlow.
best slasher flick since the first Scream. 10 out of 10.
No.
Good God.
How many drugs did he take before he saw this movie?
Elspeth Houghton.
Did Eric and Elspeth see this movie together?
Houghton of the Apollo Guide says director Rodman Flender.
Rodman Flender.
That can't be a
Dennis
real name.
Rodman Flender. Can you imagine?
That has to be like an Alan Smithy.
I was like, there's no way.
Nobody wanted to put their
There's
name
nobody's
on
just like, here's our baby boy. His name is Rodman Flender.
Here, Mr. and Mrs. Flender. What are you
It's
naming
like,
him?
Look at Rodman.
Baby Rodman.
What's his last name? Flender.
Flender.
That's not even your real last name. His name is Rodman.
That has to be like nobody wanted to put their name on this piece of shit. So
Yeah,
it's like
he came out.
they're like, what?
like
Which?
Scary.
What should we call it? Rodman Flender.
It's like I love the Chicago 1998 good Chicago Bulls, so we'll call him Rodman. What about the last name?
Director Rodman Flender keeps jokes fresh with witty dialogue.
Hold on, we have to look at what Rodman Flender looks like.
Rodman
Keep
Flender.
going. No, keep going with the reviews. So now I'm curious about this guy's body of work.
Lawrence Van Gelder.
That's
of the
another
New
name
York
I don't
Times.
choice.
The New York Times, the prestigious
He's
New
no
York
Rodman
Times.
Flender.
He's no Rodman Flender.
That's for sure. So Lawrence, I'm like, no offense, anyone who's named Rodman, but I'm like, Lawrence is like a much more prestigious name than Rodman.
Lawrence Van Gelder. Even pretensions towards the humorous and hip cannot save this blood-drenched film from its innate tastelessness. Did I affect a nice Lawrence voice?
Which Lawrence? You doing
Just
Lawrence of Arabia, or are you doing like Lawrence Fishburne?
A Lawrence. Well, Lawrence Fishburne would be like, hello, Neo.
It's like, on the right hand, I have Fenburn. On the left hand, I have Rodman.
It's a void and black hole full of nothing.
Oh, no.
Oz of E-Film Critic is just named Oz. He's like Prince.
So we got Lawrence. We have Fenburn.
Well, there's Elspeth.
And then we have
Elspeth
Oz.
Houghton is the one that cited director.
These are not. These people should not be able. You really get paid to fucking like watch movies and like, I'm going to be so loquacious and innocuous about all my goddamn opinions.
These loquacious fucks. All right.
I was like, I know words
Let's
too.
go to the audience. Let's go to the people.
Yeah, I was like, that's what I like.
We're amplifying.
Let's go to the people.
We amplify the people's
We're going to the
voice
people.
on this
The people.
podcast. Rodman Flender. Okay, hold on. I need to.
Rodman Flender and Lawrence.
We need to see what Flender's. That's it.
See, that's what the episode name should be. It's like Rodman
We're not
Florin.
naming it this episode after that man.
Rodman Florin. No, it should be Rodman Florin, Lawrence, and Oz. It's like a show.
All right, here we go.
And they team up.
One of my favorite movies. I have seen it so many times, but it still makes me laugh. It is a classic, Monica D. All right, that wasn't very good. Sorry, guys. I wish I had a better one chambered there. If this was 2007 and I saw Jessica Alba, I would have really being excited. I'm reading what he wrote. He'd be. It's not his first language.
Is it
Michael
from
Stopping
Rodman?
Races.
Is it from Rodman?
No, it's. I would have really being excited. I'm sorry, just joking. Ha ha ha. The movie itself doesn't really take itself seriously. It's like it's self-aware of how stupid it is, and it goes with the flow, like the comedy in it. The actors as well. I think it is such a perfect cast for this movie. The plot is all right, mostly focused on the characters rather than its plot. This movie seems like a dark comedy. It's entertaining enough, yet it doesn't really joyful comedy like Scary Movie. But some jokes are cringe. And I even feel some second-hand cringe. Especially the part where Anton tries to warn everyone about his hand going to kill everyone. Idle Hands isn't a really scary horror movie like The Conjuring or Annabelle. You know.
So the movie's called Idle Hands, and they're worried about the guy's hand.
The way the movie is shot, and with its sound effects and music, makes this movie seem a bit dark, even with its humor. It's a good comedy to watch. You've seen it, right?
No.
Idle Hands? You've never seen it?
Why would I?
Devon Sawa.
Sounds terrible.
His hand is possessed. His hand gets possessed.
Oh, sorry, he is. I like how David right now is like, no. Like, he pulls out the real gun and shoots me. I was like, I would not be happy. No, why would I watch that? It sounds stupid as fuck. See, it's like, if it's a scary movie, I don't watch it typically. Even though David and I, we're going to see a scary movie tomorrow.
Shut up.
So scary.
This film had its moments of slapstick comedy, rude, crude humor.
I've heard slapstick
which flowed
twice.
with the story.
Is that like hand puns?
Maybe. Slap hand comedy.
Yeah, I was like, this can't be good.
It was not a great film by any stretch, but it was decent with its story and idea. I think the film set the tone for sensual beauty of Jessica Alba.
What?
I know, right? What indeed?
That's the only thing I can say.
Yeah, okay.
What?
It
Sorry,
set
Jessica.
the tone for sensual beauty of Jessica Alba.
I mean, what?
Devon Sawa was really decent in the context of playing a stoner who had his hand possessed. In that context, he's good.
That makes sense.
If you blinked, you missed.
The beauty of Jessica Alba.
Here, he gets weirder. If you blinked, you missed the true American beauty of Kelly Monaco. I'm guessing Monaco. I find the film to be a cult classic and worth the Sunday afternoon watch. Okay.
I feel like I need to read a review because I'm better at you than this.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not at all.
I am.
I read the audience reviews like a fucking moron because I look down.
Because you are a moron.
Because I look down upon them. And
I do too.
And I want to let everyone know that I'm better than them.
Yeah, well, because that's why you suck at it. Oh. So, what movie were you looking up again? Fucking.
I don't suck at it.
Yes,
I'm so good at it.
Oh, you're terrible. I didn't say you suck at it. I say you suck at it.
You probably can't even read.
Oh, I bet you I can. Hold on. So,
what
movie?
Like the thing. And
Hold on. What are we doing again? Hold on. What's the movie?
It's called Idle Hands.
Idle Hands.
As the saying goes,
from 1999.
Idle hands are the devil's plaything.
With Seth Green?
Yep. So the high school stoner gets one of his hands demonically possessed. He works to stop his hand from murdering, but it's not very effective. Some Evil Dead 2 tributes and some decent music. Pretty humorous despite the stupid Debbie character. Plus Jessica Alba at her best.
Wow, some people like this.
Yeah, a lot of people like this.
One of my favorite movies. I've seen it so many times, but it still makes me laugh. It is a classic.
That is the first one I read.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm like, that cracks me up. So here, we're going to do verified audience.
I read that already. There's no verified audience.
Oh, damn it. All right, so here. I'm going to roll down. I'm going to roll down.
I'm going to roll down. I'm going to roll down. I'm already down in the 2013s,
roll down. Roll down.
You're going to have to go down pretty far to catch up to me. I'm down in 2013.
Oh, no. I'm going down to Oh, yeah. Me too. Oh, yeah. Saw was great in the silly black comedy. That's the only review. That's all I wrote. All right. So here we go. I'm in 2012. Oh, man. This was so ridiculous. My first impression had been this was a horror movie, but it turned out to be a slapstick comedy with a strange sense of humor. Gross effects, funny acting, ooze was fun. Like this is ooze, period. Ooze was fun. Ooze. Stupid ooze was fun. Stupid jokes, bad effects, obscene language, and silly plot. They were not fun though. The biggest minus is the awful storytelling, and there isn't much story to talk about, really.
Not much story was told.
It's just a crazy horror comedy. ... Of sorts?
Imagine a world. ...
I didn't like the stupid humor, otherwise it might have worked for me. It has some funny scenes, most having to do with cats and dogs. I think they were the best actors in the movie.
You're laughing too much.
All right,
Lock
here we
it down.
go. So the next one. Here we go. I know I may get some naysayers, but for me, this is hilarious comedy. Obviously not to be taken too seriously. I suppose most comedies should not be. But the characters...
Michael's commentary. Michael's sides with Michael.
Because this guy gave it 4.5 stars. But the characters seem to take it very serious. He didn't even say lead.
Like this one. I remember seeing this when it came out.
Making the movie pull you in and root for our good old pal Atten. Even though Anton, I guess it's not Anton, we spelled Atten the first time. Even though Anton wouldn't scoot his cat off the couch if the house was on fire, he finds interest in a girl who writes poetry. Jessica Alba, at her finest. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. It's like, yeah, boy. Some very memorable
Right.
funny lines. Smokers and tokers grab some munchies and enjoy Cult Classic. Smokers and tokers. Watch this movie. Idle hands are the devil's playground. As a series of killings start, Anton finds himself in trouble when his own hand becomes possessed. I like how now he's getting to the plot. He decides to chop it off, but now it roams free. Will his friends be able to help him, or will he be hunted down himself? Side note, the Offspring make a special appearance.
All right, I got a especially creepy one here. Let me riff this one off. Let me fire this one off for you.
Let's fire it.
If you're a Jessica Alba fan, of course,
I like how everyone's like Jessica Alba fans.
Idle Hands is going to appeal to you much more than the average viewer. We're talking about a movie where a woman who's basically made a career from being incredibly hot is at her absolute hottest. If you're anything like me, that sole reason is more than enough to make Idle Hands required viewing. Required viewing, Michael. But some of you probably care more about the quality of the movie than how hot young Miss Alba was. Weirdos. I guess he's got some awareness here. Maybe I'm the fool. Idle Hands.
Maybe I'm the fool.
Maybe super reviewer here got me. Idle Hands is extremely dumb. And that's completely intentional. It's probably the most lighthearted slasher horror movie I've ever seen, and that there's a mix of stoner comedy in here as well. A slacker's hand gets possessed by an evil force, and most of the movie involves him trying to keep it from murdering people. His bumbling friends often get in the way, and the hand's obsession with killing the girl he's interested in also complicates matters. Obviously, this isn't Hamlet. I don't know. It's got some Hamlet vibes to it.
I mean, yeah.
Some murder going on.
That's what I'm saying, yeah. This might be an unpopular opinion. Shakespeare, I'm like, come on, dude. All of your fucking plays are the exact same fucking thing. Somebody gets fucking drunk and they kill themselves. Or their wife. Or themselves. Again, after they kill their wife.
Yeah. Is this a tragedy, Michael?
Yes. And then they have the fun ones like A Midsummer's Night Dream, and I'm like, and everyone laughs, and then they kill themselves.
Which everyone pretends to like those so they can seem cultured, but really, we're all showing up for the tragedy.
They suck.
We all show up for
I was like, yeah, I'm like, dude,
we all know we're here.
Fuck Shakespeare. He sucks.
We all know why we're here, Willie.
Man, he sucks. So here's my favorite review I've found of this movie.
Uh-oh. Michael's favorite review ain't coming.
It's
Then we're going to Rodman Flender's.
Left.
Sorry, go.
No, it's left. I didn't even say it. It's like, yeah. It's like, it just says left font face equals quotations Madrina quote unquote GD quote size equals 1 pending. Because the guy forgot trying to post a picture. Hold on, let me finish. Pending review. ...
Probably some broken
hashtag
link.
#HREF equals quote target equals blank quote unquote image SRC.
Okay, we get it, Michael. It's funny.
So then my favorite one after that is half star, a movie that is really dumb. That's the one that's right after it.
So Rodman
and the one that's right after it, love this movie. Happy face, happy face, happy face, happy face, happy face.
Rodman Flender directed Leprechaun 2.
So bad on so many accounts.
Rodman Flender directed Leprechaun 2. before he got his hands on Idle Hands.
They're killing her. That means they're going to kill me.
That's Troll 2.
Oh, God damn it. Close enough. Oh, my God.
He also was involved in a movie called Concealed Weapon. He directed a movie called Nature of the Beast.
Concealed Weapon's pretty good. I wonder if his weapon is concealed.
The cover looked like a porno.
That's what I was about to say. I was like, is this a fucking porn movie? It's like, what is the concealed weapon? Is it like a... is it a gun?
And then Conan O'Brien got him for Conan O'Brien Can't Stop. He's the director, cinematographer, and editor.
Really?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
That's like the only good... That's like the first positive film credit he has. Because he has a 6% for Leprechaun 2.
That's like out of 100?
A 6%, yeah, out of 100.
As
Got 16 for Idle Hands. There's no scores on any of the other things that he's involved in directing. But then 82% for that, the Conan O'Brien one.
Oh my gosh, talk about stupid. Sorry, I'm looking at all the bad reviews. Like it goes from 1 star to 5 star. There is no in between when it comes to this movie. Idle Hands. It's either the greatest movie you've ever seen or the worst movie you've ever seen.
Yeah. Honestly, I haven't seen it in forever. Probably need to give it a rewatch because of, Jessica Alba's just so hot.
I was really high and whacked out, but I liked it.
Well, see, that's probably the way to consume this movie, I feel like.
Right before
watch it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, talk about stupid. 1 star.
Yeah, like people going into this like expecting fucking
it's
American Beauty or something, like
well, that
LA Confidential.
Yeah, it's like we're about to watch Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, Forrest Gump.
Well, I don't know if I would put that in the list.
Why not? It won Best Picture.
Well, yeah. Okay, well, Forrest Gump, out of all those movies, Forrest Gump
basically naming Oscar winners.
Yes. Do you think Forrest Gump is worthy of Best Picture?
No, especially since it beat Pulp Fiction. I think Pulp Fiction definitely should have beat Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump is not bad though. Like I went through
not bad.
I went
Pulp
through
Fiction
a period.
Is so goddamn good. I just watched it again this weekend.
It's better than Forrest Gump.
Fuck. No matter how many times I watch.
Oh
Pulp
yeah, you
Fiction,
got so mad right now. Yeah, you definitely.
No matter how many times I watch Pulp Fiction, it just doesn't. It doesn't get old. You know what I mean? It's just like it's so good. Like there's so much to like about it. Everything's so well done. And
all my coworkers, at least once a week, I don't remember asking you a goddamn thing. When people start talking shit,
you yell that at your coworkers.
Yeah, I'm actually the boss. I'm not a coworker. Fuck.
Abusive.
You don't know. Yeah, you're goddamn right. I am. A Royale with cheese.
Did you order the Code
That's
Red?
a tasty fucking hamburger.
Do you mind if I have a bite of your tasty burger?
Mm.
Yeah, no, that's what it is. That is a tasty burger. You don't need to be quoting Pulp Fiction right now, but I'm just saying.
Oh, we are.
What I'm saying
we already
is,
have. Well, so you know what was so that year? It was like what nominated was like The Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction, Forrest Gump. I can't remember the other ones, but I'm like, those are some pretty solid goddamn movies. But I gotta say, Forrest Gump is probably the worst of those movies because the Forrest Gump is just so like saccharine, I
just think Pulp Fiction is just I get what they're doing with Gump. You know what I mean?
I get what they're doing with Gump. That's the episode.
But it's Spielberg's like catnip for boomers. You know what I mean?
It's not Spielberg. It was what's his name?
It wasn't Spielberg?
No. It was Robert. What was his name?
Zemeckis.
Yeah.
That's right. Zemeckis.
Because he made like Apollo 13 and all that shit. And that's Ron Howard. No. Robert Zemeckis made.
Like,
God,
oh my God,
Jesus Christ!
Now you're really.
Because Ron Howard like makes all the same movies, kind of like him sometimes. No, Robert Zemeckis, because he did Philadelphia, then he did, Forrest Gump. I thought he did Beowulf. That was funny. Remember when we saw that in theaters? We were like 18. I am Beowulf.
I didn't see Beowulf in theaters with
Yes, you did.
No, I did not.
Oh, almost with my high school friends. I guess you're not my friend.
Yeah, you're right. It was fucking Zemeckis. What am I getting confused?
He's made a ton of movies, so.
Well, what did it fucking Well, anyway, but fucking
Spielberg.
He
made Schindler's List the year before in '93.
So, yeah, for whatever reason, I got him confused with
Forrest Gump.
Because it just seems like
Oscar Schindler and Forrest Gump are like basically the same character.
But it kind of seems like something he would do.
It would. I mean, he has E.T. flying across the moon, and then you have a guy saving a bunch of Jews.
Yeah. Well, so anyway,
and then you have Forrest Gump, Jedi.
That had to have been like Zemeckis was like snubbed or something like several years, and that was like one of those where they're like, well, we got to give it to
Well, everyone loved Forrest Gump. I don't think it was a snub. Like, everyone loved that movie. It's a good one. And so the guy, because the guy
it's overrated.
It is. Like, I think as his time has gone by, it's overrated. But Tom Hanks, he was nominated for Best Actor like 4 years in a row. So he was nominated for, because he won for Philadelphia, he won for Forrest Gump, then he was nominated for Apollo 13, and then I think he was nominated the next year for something, and then he was nominated for Saving Private Ryan a couple years later. Fuck Tom Hanks. We've established this. we have an episode called that, in case you guys want to go listen to it.
Yeah.
Which is weird to say because he clearly is in a lot of good movies.
I still think Pulp Fiction should have beat Forrest Gump, like for what it's doing, like, you know what I mean?
As I said,
it's kind of like a greatest hits movie almost.
As I said, it's saccharine. I'm just like, it's so like, it's like sweet. It's like eating sugar.
It's like playing like
it's like eating candy.
It's like playing like all the greatest hits for like the boomers who grew up through the 60s and 70s.
But to be fair, it came out in 94, and like I do like that movie. And it does have some pathos.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying that's.
I may not be a smart man.
I think as time's gone on, it becomes more. It's kind of nakedly obvious, kind of like what was going on.
But I do know what love is.
Like, back in the day, they kind of...
The Vietnam scenes are actually pretty intense.
The movie...
Lieutenant Dan.
Like, they kind of engineered this. This movie was engineered in a lab for, like, Oscar bait. You know what I mean? And that's... Like, Tarantino wasn't trying to fucking win Oscars.
So, yeah.
He was just trying to make a goddamn good movie.
Yeah.
And that's what he did. And that's why I think that should have won. Because that's just on its merits. It's not trying to be an Oscar bait.
Oh, yeah. That movie was completely... Like, that shook the world up.
Dude, like... I don't think people give it the... I mean, maybe people do.
Of course people do. It's Pulp Fiction.
But nowadays, it's easy to shit on it because there's so many things that it's influenced.
Yeah.
And so many things that have built upon kind of what Tarantino does there. Well, one thing that Tarantino does that I think is kind of... that's one... Like, I don't see replicated very well from other directors is, like, holding tension for long periods. Like, you notice, like, the scenes in, like, Pulp Fiction, great example of it is obviously the diner scene at the end. That goes on for fucking, like,
or just
10,
the first initial scene with John Travolta and Samuel L. Jackson when they're, like, with the guys, and, like, the burger scene.
Sure. Yeah, that one, but, like, and...
then you go to Inglourious Bastards, you go to anything. Because Inglourious Bastards has a lot of scenes. Probably his best movie.
Well... So it's hard to compare. I think they're both but what I'm talking about the tension. Both of those movies are the best examples. Both of those movies contain the best examples of what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
throughout all his movies because he does it in like all of his movies. But and I think there's some really good ones in Kill Bill. But I think Inglourious Bastards.
See, Kill Bill, I don't think has like too much tension. Like Kill Bill Part 2. I'm like, I love the dialogue because that's another part of Quentin Tarantino. It's like he writes amazing dialogue, but when it comes to the tension, I would definitely say Inglourious Bastard and Pulp Fiction. Yeah, probably tight, and then The Hateful Eight even. Especially when it shows when like Channing Tatum and everyone's like above, like below. The fact that he has 2 movies in a row when people are just like hanging out below the floor.
Are they hanging out below the floor?
Yeah, remember Channing Tatum and everybody? They're like they've
Honestly,
been there the whole time.
I don't fucking remember the movie. I thought they showed up later.
No,
I thought they just rolled in and just started.
No, there's like some of the guys are chilling there, and then the rest of them show up because.
So what I thought it was is Channing Tatum isn't. He's not there yet. He's on his way.
Yeah.
Everyone else there is somebody that part of the gang that's pretending to be like a worker at the haberdashery is what it is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And they show up in Minnie's not there, and they're like, well, where is she? And then that's when it sets everyone off on all the suspicion.
And I love how they beat the shit out of her the whole entire movie.
I like the Hateful Eight, but I don't remember too much of it, and it's just
I think I've only watched it
but
once
again,
or
what we're
twice.
talking about, the best examples.
What's your favorite Quentin Tarantino
Tarantino's
movie?
he got a little too indulgent with Hateful Eight. I like it, but it's a little, you know what I mean?
I enjoyed it because you and I watched it together when there was actually a snowstorm going on. And it was kind of like the thing, almost.
The balance of everything in Pulp Fiction and Inglourious Bastards is just too good. Like it's too hard to top those.
Oh, for sure.
Everything though.
I do love Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I like it too, but it's
so
not,
unapologetically like this is so indulgent, but he does such a good job with it. And for most of the movie, because that's honestly probably my 3rd favorite of his movies, because I would probably go Inglourious Bastards, and Pulp Fiction might be tied, but then I would give that like a 3rd if that's 1 and 2, because there's so many good scenes, and it's just so fun because he just that's what he always has been, Quentin Tarantino. Like, he just loves Hollywood. And that fucking ending scene when Brad Pitt and the dog start just killing everybody.
Yeah.
Because you were like waiting for that, because it was like the least violent movie of his. He's like, and then when he just fucking bites Austin Butler's dick, who eventually became Fade Rotha and Elvis, you know. I didn't even realize that was him until recently.
Yeah. No, so I mean, yeah, I like it, but but I think his two best are definitely that, and it's hard for me. I go back and forth on them. Like
every time I watch Pulp Fiction,
every time I watch them, I'm like, this one's my favorite. No, this one's my favorite. No, this one's my. You know, I mean, it's just like they're both so good.
What would you do, like coin flip? Like, I think.
No, they're both so good at what they both.
Like I said, that's why I call them like 1A, 1B, but I don't know which one would be which.
Well, I mean, I think Pulp Fiction just maybe just on veteran status because it's older.
Yeah, since it's first,
and he got the Oscar for the screenplay for it. So like,
but Inglourious Bastards, I don't know. I think I got to give that one. I think that's my favorite.
That's fine. I mean,
that's fine.
I'm not knocking it. Again, it's just like they're both great.
Oh no, I hate that movie.
But you have to, like,
I'm just
trying to judge it on, like, you know, I've seen Pulp Fiction more, so, you know, if I'm going to be like my personal favorite, well, that's just kind of going to win on the numbers, you know, on the stats.
Like I said, they're so close. Like, I don't know which one I would pick, but I'm like, I think if I had to,
it's Samuel L. Jackson, you know what I mean? Just
who does
on, like, so many of those lines like are just iconic. You know, he's got great lines in tons of movies, but
and Black Don't Crack, because like, man, he was like 40 something when like he filmed that movie.
I don't know, the whole setup too, where it's just kind of like, you know, the 3 stories, and they each are, you know, there is this sort of story being told in the subtext of everything, you know. It's, I don't know, it's,
I mean, when John Travolta like gets killed in the fucking bathroom, I was so fucking confused. I was like, wait, what?
What's
like,
going on?
I was like, what's going on? My name's
Why were you confused?
Because I didn't realize it was like all out of order until that point.
But how do you know it's out of order at that point?
It is. Because he shows up later at the end.
but you don't know at that when he gets killed.
Yeah, that's why I was confused.
You were confused when he shows up in the next story.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. No, I wasn't confused at that moment.
I was gonna say you wouldn't be confused there. Like,
yeah.
Anyway,
maybe I was. I'm stupid.
You are. That's true. So the structure of it though, like I love like the story being told that like Jules and Vincent are both
bad motherfucking mood, man.
Obviously hitmen for Marcellus Wallace, and they go through this experience.
God on your ass.
God stopped the motherfucking bullets, and Vincent and like, they have the discussion, at breakfast. And he's like, I had a moment of clarity. He's like, I'm gonna quit the life. It's like this is a moment. This is God telling me to leave and get out of it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go walk the earth and all that shit. And then Vincent's just like, what do you mean walk the earth? You're be a fucking bum, dude. That's what it sounds like. And he's and so that's when he goes to take the shit and everything. But what he's saying there, and what he ends up telling earlier, and what you see them in the earlier scene when Butch is talking to Marcellus, in the earlier story, and they show up in the clothes, and they're talking. That's where Jules is going to go tell Marcellus he's quitting, and so he gets out of the life. And when Vincent dies because he goes down the road of damnation, and Jules lives.
Yeah.
And that's kind of because Jules heeded the miracle essentially that he saw before him and was like, no, okay, I need to do right. That's all going on there, but like the movie, it's not about that necessarily, right?
No.
Like, you know what I mean? There's all the other stories. So it's
but the fact that it was 1994 and I was like, I can't imagine watching that fucking shit.
And there's this case
first came out.
That's got something in it, and then everybody was like, well, what's in the case? It's not important.
And you never see it.
You don't.
You just see like a glowing light, and they're like, yep, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's supposed to be
it's
valuable.
It's a MacGuffin.
It's supposed to be valuable. It's just what you know.
Yeah.
And people are like, it's Marcellus Wallace's soul. It's like, what?
Yeah, some people have said that. Yeah.
Who cares? Like, what's in the case? It doesn't matter what's in the case, because the point isn't about the case. They're just there to get the case, and whatever is in the case is important, and that's all that matters. It's and so that the whole thing of the obsession with the case to me is so funny because it almost like misses the fucking point. But there's a lot of stuff going on in this movie with redemption, right? It's like Butch getting redemption with Marcellus.
We cool.
Jules getting redemption, and then
I feel bad for John Travolta because he's just taking a shit.
And versus, Vincent goes down the road of damnation.
He takes, what's her name on a fucking dancing date,
Mia Wallace.
Yeah. I don't like the actress name. I can't remember.
Uma Thurman.
Yeah, that's right. Who apparently got fucked up in Kill Bill. Literally physically. Got hurt. She was filming one of the car scenes. Mm. You heard that right?
I don't know.
Yeah, and she got in a car crash and she's been pissed at Quentin Tarantino ever since.
Pissed at Quentin? No, who isn't?
Yeah, I mean, right.
He's on the list.
He loves feet.
He's on the list of douchebags.
Apparently. It's you're supposed to say my lines the way I fucking read them,
I wrote myself into my own movie so that I could say the N-word, okay? That's how I like it, okay? Don't come in here and tell me how to write my script and cast my movie.
Well, hey, he's made good movies, so I guess you got to be. I mean, James Cameron apparently is a bigger asshole. I'm sure Steven Spielberg is a fucking grade A asshole.
I would say Cameron's a bigger asshole than Spielberg. They're both probably assholes, but I think. I think Cameron's
between those two, I think James Cameron is definitely he will beat your wife and kill your dog, asshole.
He will bankrupt your small VFX company.
He will kill you, asshole.
He won't kill you. He'll destroy your livelihood.
So he'll kill you.
Effectively.
A slow way.
He'll kill your business. He'll kill your small
slowly.
He'll kill your small VFX
slowly
shop.
drain you of your life.
He just refused to pay you when he doesn't like your.
As he's going down to the bottom of the Marianas Trench, it's let me just write some shit.
He shoots off a text. It's just don't pay him.
Yeah. It's make sure this guy.
So
videographer number 2, kill him.
Kill them.
Kill them.
That old Armstrong and Miller bit.
Yeah.
Shout out to Armstrong and Miller.
Kill them.
Love those guys. Great. My best friends.
Not mine. Just David's.
Ben Armstrong, Alexander Miller. Wait, I got that wrong.
Yes, you did.
Alexander Armstrong, Ben Miller.
I was going to let you correct yourself. David's stupid.
It hit me. I was like, wait.
When it hit you, like James Cameron hits everyone on his set.
I'm going to hit you like James Cameron hits his wife.
All of his wives.
Putting it out here now. All right. Just kidding. James Cameron doesn't do that. All right.
Maybe.
I think we've been going for like an hour 15, so I think we're good.
Oh, damn. So I guess we're good. We just talked about movies.
We did review this week.
Yeah, basically review. We don't even didn't even do politics. Thank God.
Thank God.
Thank God.
We didn't talk about that.
Thank
fascist
James Cameron.
Kamala.
So like, all right. So before we go off, so you guys all need to vote for. No, I'm kidding.
RFK, baby.
That should be the name of the episode. No, it shouldn't. And David just like got completely quiet.
I'll let you sit in that one.
Yeah, I was like, oh, thank you for sitting in my sad swallow.
I'll let you sit in that.
My pool of shame.
Like, let's name the episode that. Yeah.
We have a few good episodes.
Episodes.
Jesus Christ.
Michael's done.
Yes. No, Michael's done. That should be the episode name.
All right.
Michael done. Michael out. Drop the mic.
Subscribe to our Patreon, please, so we can have an excuse to live.
Oh, come on again. No, you swallow in your pool.
Well, I was like kind of just laughing a bit at your half-hearted
Oh no.
laugh there.
Oh no, this is terrible. Don't subscribe to our Patreon after hearing that last 2 minutes.
Well, yeah, for more content like that, stop.
Kill yourself. Oh, what? I can't laugh.
Not like that.
Oh, I'm not. Ha ha.
Laugh like a man.
Hee hee. Hoo hoo.
Not like you laughing like the Pillsbury Doughboy. See, did it again. Like I'm poking you in the stomach. I gotta get a big stick. It's just,
Yeah, David just pokes me sometimes. I just start laughing. So subscribe. If you subscribe to the Patreon, David will poke me with a stick.
Yeah, I got the poking stick out on the Patreon.
We call it the poking stick.
The poking stick.
He found it on a tree.
What do they call those?
What, a poking stick?
They're like the extended things.
What, a cane?
That shock people, like shock pigs.
Oh, once you can shock me.
Yeah, shock pigs.
Jesus Christ.
And you know what they talk about, like when they're like herding pigs and through like the big pens.
So wait a minute.
They got those big like. Long...
I don't like where this conversation is going.
I know.
I'm like, so wait,
stay with me.
I'm a pig in a pen.
Stay with me.
Stay with me.
Follow me.
I'm like, there's a pig. So you're telling me. But I'm just running around. So David just keeps me up here. Anytime we stop recording,
like a stun gun.
He locks the door, and I just run around on all fours crying, and he just like, and that's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
Welcome to Casturbation.
Like a stun gun on the end of a stick. You just got like two prongs on the end of a long stick.
That's a stun gun.
I guess stun stick. Stun stick.
Stun stick.
Gotta market that one.
Because a stun gun literally shoots the things out. So
no, that's a taser.
Oh. Okay,
but
Mr.
a stun gun has like two prongs that gets an electric current, and so
well, I guess we'll figure it out. When David locks me up here.
So there's a version of it that's got like two prongs on a longer, so like they can be like on a fence, like sticking it down and shocking the pigs with them. Get on, get
shocking the pigs,
shocking the sows,
shocking the pigs,
just shocking the pigs. Episode
shocking the Michaels. Yeah, I was about to say I was like shocking the pigs.
All right.
Well, I'll be shocked if you never see me again. You know what happened. David shocked me too much. That's it.
That's it for tonight. Casturbation out.